You're listening to The Morning Show with Dave Hyde on 99.2 Hermitage FM. Online and on your smart speaker.
I've got the legend that is Sophie Ellis Bextor on the phone. Hello, Sophie. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm all good, thank you very much. How's life been treating you on lockdown 2?
It doesn't feel quite the same as the first lockdown. I think the significant fact that my children are at school has been much easier to deal with. They're happier because they've got their routine and they're seeing their friends. And it means that during the day I can actually get on with stuff. The first lockdown was pretty intense, I won't lie.
Does that mean you're doing more writing at the moment?
So what am I doing? I just brought out a new record, so I'm supporting that on its merry little way. I've started doing some more writing for my new album as well, which is something I actually started before lockdown, but I've been happily able to return to. And just lots of other projects, really. I've got a podcast, which takes up quite a lot of my time in a nice way. So just keeping myself busy, really. It's so important. I'm quite a simple soul, really. I just need a couple of things to focus on, and then I can sort of tick over. It's when I'm aimless that I get all a bit.
Well, I noticed you went back to your project from Lockdown 1, I think it's now being called, the original Lockdown. Songs from the Kitchen, Disco Kitchen, sorry. I will get it right, you know.
Don't worry. There's a lot of things to think about. I mean, what month is it?
Well, I've got to be honest, I was looking through things that you're doing at the moment. So obviously you've just released Songs from the Kitchen Disco, which came out on Friday.
Yes.
You also re-released Crying at the Discotheque.
Yes, so it's the first time I've released it. Yeah, so it's a song that's a cover of the Alcazar song from 2000.
Sorry, my mistake. I will apologise. I've got to be honest, it fits you so well. I thought it was a re-release. How about that?
Thank you so much.
It makes me forget the original. That's how good it is. So yeah, well done on that one. You've also got Spinning Plates, which is the podcast.
Yes, that's right. Yes.
See, we told you we've done lots of research, lots of looking around at things for you. So obviously, with the Songs from the Kitchen Disco. You did your live from the kitchen disco on Instagram.
Yes.
And I noticed you did one on Halloween as well.
Yeah, so we've done a couple outside of lockdown back in March, doing them every Friday at 6:30 on Instagram. These quirky little kitchen discos. My husband Richard doing the filming and the sound, which he did a brilliant job on. Me attempting to sing my way through some of my songs and some covers, and my children alternating between excited and bored all the while. So we did 10 weeks of that, and then we've done a couple in isolation since then. We did one at the beginning of the summer holidays and one for Halloween, and we're going to do a Christmas one as well, because we actually really have got such fondness in our house for what they are, and we all love a dance, we all love a boogie, and it's a good chance to get some fun into the house when it's been, quite an unremitting year, isn't it? It's been quite gloomy, but having a bit of silliness is always welcome around here.
It certainly has, and I've got to be honest, it's the tidiest kitchen with 5 kids I've ever seen.
That's very generous. I'm not sure it is that tidy, really.
I've got a 3-year-old and my house is blitzed the second she gets up till the second she goes to bed.
Yes, I'm familiar with that. I mean, my little one as well, as soon as we get up in the morning, he's pulling out all the toys that I've normally put back away the night before. There's always piles of stuff on the side where I'm determined I'm going to sort it, and I never do. Things move up the stairs, things move back down the stairs. It's just, it's constant, yes. And I think 3 years old is actually the busiest age as well, because it's before they sort of start reception, and they're just, from the moment they get up to the morning, the moment they go to sleep, they just want to know what they're doing next and keep active.
But it is nice, though, when you get them moments. Them ones when they sit there and look at you and give you a cuddle from nowhere because you've done something or said something or...
Absolutely, yeah. That's the kind of what you're waiting for, isn't it? It's gorgeous. And, the thing is, when it went into lockdown, like loads of families, we felt, there was a lot of tension, a lot of stress. But we also do like each other. And if I had to pick people to be locked down with, they'd be the people I'd pick. It's just, the kitchen discos was just our way of alleviating a lot of that tension, really. And it was a good place for me to put my rants and my energy. Because apart from that, it's all domesticity if it wasn't disco, That's all that's happening around here.
When I was looking at the videos, the kids really enjoy it, and the skill to be able to perform to camera, sing the songs, and also include the children was absolutely brilliant. I think that really encouraged people to listen and get involved and smile and sing along with them.
Oh, that's kind. I mean, the nice thing is, I guess, is that because there's, the 5 of them, when I'm trying to do what I do, there's always stuff going on in the background. One of them put a silly animal mask on, one will be climbing on the window outside, one of them trying to climb through my legs. You know, and it definitely had an element of, you know, is this all going to go very wrong in a minute?
I think it just showed that you're a mom as well, which is brilliant.
Very much so. I mean, that's our normal lives, you know. That's the thing about the kitchen disco is it wasn't really born out of the fact that I sing for a living. It was actually more that's as a family, that's what we do when we need to feel better. You know, all the stuff that's in our kitchen, the mirror ball, the sequin bunting, the laser lights, all of that stuff, that's there all the time.
Oh, brilliant.
Because that's what makes us feel better. If we want to feel a bit better, we'll put some silly music on and have a jump around.
The thing is, I think music is just the healer to everything.
Oh, it so is. It's a healer. It's also a little way of travelling through time. You know, you hear a song that you loved when you were X years old and it takes you right back there. It's the cleverest thing ever. I love it.
Can I ask, have you had an argument with the husband after getting camera angles wrong or not being on you or just dropping the frame shot? He's got so much pressure.
He's brilliant, actually. You know what? I'm really quite proud of us, really, because it's very much a cottage industry. And, you know, what I do is the really easy bit. You know, I choose songs that I love to sing and then I sing them. But Rich is the one working really hard and he's done such a good job with the sound. I mean, I know that it's, you know, always a little imperfect when it's something live streamed, but he really learnt quickly and he's very interested in those sort of things. So, no, I think, you know, he's the one where actually there's way more pressure on him than on me. You know, I just stand there looking twinkly. Cheers to Richard.
No, he's done a great job. Are you looking forward to your tour next year as well? Hopefully, fingers crossed, everything goes right.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, if all being well, I've got a very busy year next year with lots of live gigs, which obviously will be making up for the quiet spell I've been having this year. And yeah, I come back in May with my kitchen disco. I think the nearest to you is probably Birmingham on the 9th of May. Yeah,
Birmingham, Manchester and Leeds. I can get to Leeds. Got to be honest, tickets are being brought as we speak.
Well, basically what we're trying to do is throw open the doors to the kitchen disco. How odd is this? We're even making a set that looks like the kitchen. Brilliant. I mean, there's something quite... What a surreal way to reinterpret.
It's going to feel like you've never left the house. Bringing lockdown with you.
It's true. It's true. I'm too scared of the outside world. Let's keep it familiar. Better the devil you know.
That's a great track to sing as well. And you're also a special guest with Steps as well on their tour next year.
That's right. That's in November. And it's funny because that was something that I was going to do this year, you know, if things hadn't played out the way they did. And actually, I think the fact that it's next year is going to have that extra significance because Steps is one of those bands that people have got so many memories for their songs. So I think people will want to do something where they go out and just hear songs that they love and jump around and do the dance routines together. I think it's all going to be pretty moving, actually, when we're allowed to get back together and enjoy those moments.
I think it's going to make the moments bigger as well, isn't it?
Yes, definitely. I'll probably find myself getting a bit weepy, really. You know, the older I get, the more sentimental I am about these sorts of things.
Well, I've got a bit of a thing for you. Went through loads of stuff online for you, and I found an interview that you did back in 2003 with T4.
Oh, yeah.
And it was called The Big Ones. I'm not sure if you remember, with Simon Amstel. You probably did it God knows how many times.
Oh, well, yeah, I used to like working with Simon. He's so bright, but also he could be really savage, so you'd have to be quite sharp with your senses.
Well, I wondered if we asked you the questions now, if they'd be different to what they were back then.
Well, I kind of hope so, but otherwise, who knows? I might be a real perennial and nothing's changed in like 17 years.
Well, I've got to be honest, one or two of these might have with parenthood and with what's been going on in 2020. So the first one I found was, what pop star do you always enjoy bumping into?
Bumping into? Golly, I haven't seen anyone for
That's what I mean. Well, your answer at the time was Bryan Adams. He's always very friendly. And what was the last word you spoke? And you said it was in Italy and he'd broken his arm or fallen off his motorbike.
Well, actually, that's really funny because my husband ended up playing bass in Brian's band for about a year. The year before last, so I ended up bumping into him a lot more.
See, not changed that much, so we're all good. What are you doing for New Year's Eve?
Well, actually, I'm a bit tragic now. Probably 17 years ago, I said going out, but I actually love it when we have a night in and we watch the telly and have fish and chips and some champagne. That's my favourite New Year.
You said you hate New Year's Eve, leaving it until the last minute. If you plan ahead, it's always a disaster.
I'm right. I agree with myself.
The other question was, who was the last person you shouted at?
Oh, well, this time, yeah, definitely one of the kids. I think actually it was my 5-year-old. How shameful is that? He just wasn't getting ready quick enough for school. I said to him I wasn't shouting. I said I was just being firm, but really I think I was shouting a bit.
I told you, times change. At the time you said someone who was picking you up from the airport, he was just too busy changing the radio station as you was getting into a song and you just wasn't in the mood.
Oh, blimey, and I shouted at him. That's terrible.
To be honest...
I'd like to apologise to whoever that is. I'm sorry.
There was a fair few more after that. After you did explain and go on, so don't worry. You are covered. The other question was, have you ever done a cryptic crossword?
Oh, no. I'm not very good at crosswords, actually. What did I say then?
Yes, I love crosswords.
Oh, that's a deterioration, isn't it?
Then he asked you about how many balls make you a perfect falafel.
I'd probably say 3.
You put 1. Just depends how big the falafel is,
1?
and you like big ones.
Well, true. I mean, yeah, you do have to ascertain the size of the falafel.
That's it. And he also mentioned something about hummus, and I'm not going there with that one.
No, good idea.
The other one was, how often do you vacuum?
Oh, quite a lot, actually. We during lockdown, we bought one of those Dyson cordless.
Yep.
And it sort of changed my life a little bit. Because vacuuming used to be quite a big deal. You know, you have to carry the big heavy one and plug it in, and it's like, I'm now doing the hoovering.
Yep.
With that, you can be a lot more casual. You can just target specific areas.
Well, at the time you said, I never do. I don't like doing that kind of thing.
Oh, golly, no. Times have changed. Like,
yes.
It doesn't matter if I like it or not. Just have to do it.
It does. And plus, I suppose back then you weren't really at home as much.
You know what? That was before I had my first baby. In fact, probably just before. Sonny was born in 2004, so I had no idea what awaited me on the horizon.
Well, I'm going to be very quick because I'm taking up quite a bit of time here, but the few one that I had was, who or when was the last time you kissed a celebrity?
Kissed a celebrity?
Gotta be your husband.
Well, yeah, does that count?
Yeah, we'll give you
obviously Richard, but otherwise we're not allowed to even kiss anyone hello. So.
Well, no, at the time it was the Pet Shop Boys' Neil Tennant. You seen him the day before?
Really?
Yep.
Well, where was I hanging out with him?
No idea. He also asked you this really, you know what, I don't mind if you say pass on this one. Name a celebrity whose breath smells like fish. Your answer was, it was me. I like sushi.
I quite like that answer.
I think I've got 2 more left, which was this next one was, who has annoyed the hell out of you recently?
Oh, golly. I'm not really feeling that. Probably again, the 5-year-old not getting ready quick enough. But actually, he wasn't really annoyed the hell. I find the school stuff so tedious. I had to get 4 out of bed this morning, getting ready in time.
Oh, wow.
It's just not that much fun. And then it happens all again tomorrow and the next day and the day after.
Well, at the time, you said your mum is a bit annoying. When you get up in the morning early, she phones you and she's all bright and breezy and you just don't want to talk.
True. She is like really annoyingly upbeat in the mornings. And also she quite often starts a phone call with a laugh. She's just very giggly, which if you're feeling a bit more, deadbeat, it just doesn't quite work.
You're like me. Give me night time anytime.
Yeah, but now I'm the giggly, annoying one, so this is how the roles change.
Well, the final one that I did find, I thought this was really funny, and you don't have to answer it again, but I thought it was a great question. When was the last time you put your finger somewhere you shouldn't have? Now, with kids, this does change, let's be honest.
God, I dread to think what I answered back then, but for now, it's probably just anytime. I'm the one who has to just clear things. It's like funny, you have to overcome your squeamishness. And not that long ago, Mickey, my 1-year-old, sort of presented to me what can only be described as a very perfectly intact mouse entrail that one of my cats had obviously done this sort of exquisite demolished the rest of the body, but just left, I think it was maybe the liver or the kidneys, just completely intact and perfect.
Oh, wow.
So I was the one who had to take that off him and put it in the bin and then find any other little bits of mouse.
Well, it's a lot better answer you gave me this time, because last time you told on T4 was, actually, while I've been talking, I've noticed foundation under my fingernail, so about 30 minutes ago under my fingernail.
But you know what? When you do those things on something like T4 with someone like Simon Ansell, the whole thing is you just have to answer something as quick as you can. He's merciless if you ponder it,
Well, look, as we said, times have changed. It's been a few years.
Yes, it has been quite. That's a lifetime.
And I'm going to be honest, like every song that I listen to on the album, Songs from the Kitchen Disco, always put a smile on my face, and they're absolutely brilliant. So thank you very much for that album.
Thank you. Thank you. That's a lovely thing to say.
No problems. Well, good luck with the tour. Hopefully we'll be there seeing you up in Manchester, Leeds or Birmingham, depending on which one I can get tickets for. And you can buy Sophie Ellis Bextor's new album, Songs from the Kitchen Disco, and Sophie's single, Crying at the Discotheque, all out now, and you can also get tickets to a tour over at our website. Sophie, thank you very much for joining me today.
Oh, thanks so much.
I hope we brought back some good memories going all the way back to 2003.
That was lovely. Thank you.
It's been an absolute pleasure talking to you, Sophie. Thank you very much. See you soon.
Cheers, you too. Take care. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
You're listening to The Morning Show with Dave Hyde on 99.2 Hermitage FM. Online and on your smart speaker.